the camera up a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, just a little bit. I'm gonna have to beat you too. That's the shofar. The shofar in Hebrew. The horn, blow the trumpet. It's a high holy day, Sabbath. It's the Sabbath service, and that horn is to let everybody know, all Israel, come together and come hear the words of the Most High. It's his holy day. It's the set apart day that he set apart for us. He hallowed this for us in the beginning, for us to be able to come together and worship the Most High in righteousness, in the spirit, and in truth. So what we do is every week, every Sabbath service, we come together, we blow the shofar, we call all Israel, and we go through these records. We read it in the Hebrew, then we read it in the English, then we break it down line upon line. We've been doing this since 1969. Better yet, we've been doing this since the beginning. So right now, you Israel, come down, come to the Sabbath service, relax, turn it on, tune in, put it in your earpods. If you have just a slave, listen to it, and come hear the words of the Most High. With that, the first priest, present yourself.
Sabiyah, Ban Yahweh, Ban Yasharala.
Sabiyah, Ban Yahweh, Ban Yasharala. We pour wine. The wine is for the priest. How about you and her, Shabbat? Come in, sir. Awesome.
La Yasharala.
La Yashala, which means to Israel in Hebrew. And this is our customs. The priests drink the wine, and we dig into the prayers. We read them, and once again, we're going to read them in Hebrew first, then we're going to read them in English. Once again, this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Upon Qadam, turn the first to east. We send all our prayers up to the east, to Jerusalem, to our homeland. The Most High required of us to send these prayers up in righteousness and face him, face our home, face Zion. You know what I'm saying? So we could be delivered, we could be saved in righteousness. So he can hear our cries. These are our songs. These are our songs we sing to the Most High. We don't hoop and holler and dance and catch a fake Holy Ghost. We send up prayers. We send up cries to the Most High for our oppression that we face. And for the situation that we're in today, we wake up, we know that we are Israel. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. All blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are Israel. Yasha Allah in the Hebrew, princes of the power. And this is our power right here. This is our culture. This is our language. This is our land. We're no longer black. We're no longer a color. We know who we are, and it's time to embrace it. So this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwafka, Taba'ah, Ratzaika, Hayah, Aisha, Baratiza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathanaw, Lakam, Kab, Yawam, Wasalakanaw, Kabawafnaw, Kasalaknaw, Wala'ah, Tabayanaw, Banasaywan, Above, Hawashaynaw, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Lakab, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La'aywalamya, Amen.
This is the Our Father, the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth,
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts,
Forgive us our debts
as we forgive our
as
debtors.
we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Amen. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Yahweh Shah?
Why Malaka Allah?
Why Maka Allah?
Why Alahayim?
Yahweh.
Matazabaya.
Tazabaya.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawab Yahana.
Ha Alawapyam. Ha Alawapyam.
Alawab
Ha Saranyam.
Yahana.
Akwatazayanyam.
Kwata Yahana.
Akaka Yanyam.
Kaka Yahana.
Wahakwapyam.
Kwati.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem.
Bashir.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shah.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen. This is the blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Commander General Yahana.
Commander General Yahana.
The general.
The general.
The captain.
The captain.
The officer.
The officer.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asher Ah.
Asher Ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ah.
Ah.
Haharyam.
Hahariam.
Mahayan.
Mahayam.
Yaba Ah.
Yaba Ah.
Isaiah.
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 Ma'ai.
Ma'ai.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Waharatazah.
Maharatiza.
Ayatan.
Ayatah.
Ramawat.
Namawat.
Regalka.
Gal.
Ayanawam.
Ayanawa.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayasha.
Shawamar.
Shalomar.
Yasha Allah.
Yasha Allah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Zalka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashemah.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Vayarat.
Balayala.
Vayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makaraj.
Makarah.
Yashimar.
Yashmar.
Atmapashka.
Azmapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashmar.
Aka.
Yaba'aka.
Waba'aka.
Waba'aka.
Ma'aita.
Ma'aita.
Wa'aid awalam.
Ma'alam. This is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the
I
hill.
will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the
Which
Lord,
made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth Israel,
He that keepeth Israel,
he will not
he
slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth
he
Israel
that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither
shall
slumber
neither slumber
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy
upon
shade
thy right hand.
upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. There's the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shah.
Baba Kushah.
Baba Kushah.
Batananawa.
Batananawa.
Hakak.
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 La'pa'ah.
La'pa'ah.
Ka'maka'ala.
Ka'maka'ala.
Waka'marawa.
Ka'marawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Latahar.
Yashahar.
Ha'matzarayim.
Ha'matzarayim.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahakwiyam.
Hakwiyam.
Hamatiyam.
Hamathiyam.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Awakawa.
Al-Kawah.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Garashan.
Garashan.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shah.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen. This is the power in English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to
The
heal.
power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
All manner of
The
disease.
power to cleanse the
The
leper.
power to cleanse the
The
leper.
power to raise the
The
dead.
power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean
The
spirits.
power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Adam Lakah.
Kamukah.
Al Takaraj.
Al-Takarah.
Wa Al Tashakwat.
Al-Tatakwash.
Al
Al.
Kayahana.
Kayalana.
Aya Wabiyaka.
Al-Mabyaka.
Yahama.
Yahma.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Amat Salakia, Alamaka,
Alamaka,
Ya Area Moi,
the island of Moi,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayata,
Wayata,
Aitazawa,
Altazawa,
Altazapawa, Salakia, Altazapawanka,
Alkazapawanka,
Amarawa,
Amara,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Alkathium,
Magawiya,
Magaria,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yashika,
Sham Yasha Allah,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa Salaki, Nawa Atazawa,
Nawa Tazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Ricardo,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Baria,
Baria,
Yakaratwa,
Ukatwa,
Alaya,
Aya,
Adawam,
Adawa,
Washamaya,
Washima,
Ala Salakio, Washamaya, Washamai,
Washima,
Aliyam,
Aliyah,
Mawa Abba,
Mara Abba,
Wahagayam,
Wakunya,
Gabal,
Gaba,
Wa Imawan,
Alima,
Wa Imalak,
Amala,
Palashah,
Parasha,
Ami Shabia,
Amishabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawa,
Gam Ashawar,
Garawashua,
Alawa,
Alawa,
Imam,
Aima,
Hayawa,
Haywa,
Zarawai,
Zarawa,
Labania Lawat,
the body of the Wat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha Laham,
Aishalaha,
Kamadian,
Kamadi,
Kasaya Sarah,
Kasiyah Salah,
Kayaban,
Kayaba,
Banaka,
Baduka,
Kwayaswan,
Kwayashwa,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamara,
Ba'ayan,
Aya,
Dara,
Tarawa,
Hayawa,
Haywa,
Daman,
Tama,
La'adama,
Adama,
Shayawa, Salaka, Shayatama,
Shayatama,
Nada,
Nata,
Yabamawa,
Yabamuwa,
Kaira,
Kayawa,
Wakaza Abba,
Washka Abba,
Wakazabak,
Kazaba,
Wakazata
Kazakaba,
Mana I,
Mana'a,
Ka,
Ka,
Nasiyakama,
Nasiyakama,
Ashar,
Asha,
Armar, Salakia, Amarwa,
Amaro,
Nayarasha,
Nairasha,
Lanawa,
Nadawa,
Nazwa, Salakia, Nawa,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
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 Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagaka,
Kukapa,
Kukwas,
Kukwa,
Lapanya Roka, Lapanya Roka,
Muka,
Kaash,
Ka'ash,
Taba Ira Ira,
Taba Ara,
Waka Abba,
Waka Abba,
Talahat,
Tayaha,
Harayam,
Haywan,
Khan,
Ka,
Taradatma,
Tawatak,
Basa Arika,
Mas Arka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapafka,
Pashka,
Taba Alam,
Taba Aya,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Paya,
Palawan,
Paywan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayakwashka,
Shamka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabash,
Wayabala'a, Slaki, Waya,
Waya,
Bahalwa,
Balawa,
Idea I,
Aya,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa, Kaparwa,
Kapara,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Abadwa,
Waya,
Waya,
the Iwa,
Waya,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Aita,
Shamka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Abadka,
Aliyawan,
Ayawan,
Alkala Haratza.
Arkada Hawatza. This is Psalm 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence,
Keep not thy silence,
O God.
O God.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O God.
O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumult,
thy enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate
and
thee
they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them
and
off
let us cut them off
from being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of
In
Israel
the name of
may
Israel,
be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of
The
Edom,
tabernacles of Edom,
the Ishmaelites,
the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the
the
Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher also has joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah,
Selah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
and at the brook of Kazan,
and the brook of Kasan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like a red,
and like Zeeb.
and like Zeed.
Yeah,
Yea,
are their princes as Zabah,
are the princes as Abad,
and as Zamuna,
and as Zamuna,
who said,
who said,
let us take to
Let
ourselves
us take to
the
ourselves
houses of God in possession.
the houses of God in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burning for wood,
and as the flame flame set the mountains on fire.
And as a flame sets the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy
That
name.
they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble forever.
And trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
Whose
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Art the most high.
Art the most high.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth. And with that, we start the service. Sar, which means to turn in the Hebrew. Ashabia means you can be seated. Read it. That's for last week. We had 26. We started on 27. Okay, so we'll read. We're gonna agree once again. Once we do it, every Sabbath service we read 7 precepts in the Hebrew. Straighten that out. I'll show. It's a little tilted. Yeah, once we do every Sabbath service, we go through the scriptures. Last week we was in 2 Kings chapter 19, 20 through 26. So the backdrop to the whole story is we're at war. A lot of these records, we were at war, and a lot of these records we was in captivity. So a sister asked a question to General Muhammad a couple days ago. She said, so was we living in a different time where we were like doing different things where a woman could be virtuous? And he answered and told her like the majority of the Bible we were in captivity. And it was only a short period of time we actually weren't in captivity. Probably between the last 2,000 to 3,000 years, we probably spent a couple hundred years with our kingdom. And every time we go into captivity. Because remember, David had a righteous kingdom. He had all 12 tribes under the nation of Israel. That's why we have his seal. He united all of us using this power of the Most High. And then his son kept it going. But after Solomon, it split, and we've been in division ever since, and we've been in and out of captivity. So we're reading stories where now we're showing why and how we went into captivity. So this story right now is the northern kingdom already is in the captivity. Right now we are with the southern kingdom, and the king who took the northern kingdom into captivity, the Assyrians, and I don't like using northern kingdom because we are all one, but for edification purposes, the northern kingdom is the 10 tribes, the Hispanic tribes and the Native American tribes of Israel. And the southern kingdom will be Levi, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, which would be us today, the Negroes, the Jamaicans, and the Haitians. We would be considered the southern kingdom. Now, we've been split between all of us because the Levites some of them went to the northern kingdom as well. But when the king of Assyria came, the Most High sent them, and he took our brothers captive. And they abandoned Samaria because for a minute, Samaria was the capital of the northern kingdom, which was the Israel. So sometimes when you read the Bible, you'll read Israel and then you'll read Judah. When it says Israel, it's talking about the northern tribes. When it says Judah, it's talking about the southern tribes. And sometimes it could be used interchangeably. So you have to read the context. You have to have wisdom. So what's going on now is Samaria had been abandoned and taken over by the Assyrians. The northern kingdom went into captivity, and now we're having a time with the southern kingdom where we see that the king of Assyria is come up against them as well. Now, this is King Hezekiah who's ruling now, and we know he had a good standing with the Most High, and he sought out the prophets. The messengers came and tried to talk down on our kingdom. Said, "Who's gonna save y'all? Y'all God? No God saved us from conquering. And so they got, they went to the prophets. That's what we did back in the day. They went and found Isaiah. And now this is the book of Kings. We find prophets. Now Isaiah is the son of Amos in the book of Kings. And Amos got a chapter too. Isaiah got a chapter. I mean, a whole book. Amos got a whole book. And we see that these prophets are together. Not like they taught us in the Christian church that all of these men, it was old and they didn't know each other and all this. No, the prophets were together. And we are together today still. So now the last episode, they went to Isaiah. Isaiah sent the message to the Lord, and the Lord, now he doing his thing. The reason why the book of Kings is so powerful, because you get to see the Most High talk that talk and walk that walk. And he asked him, you ain't heard about me? You ain't heard how I did it? How I said it was going to happen? How the earth, I formed it? How I did all these things and now I'm bringing it to pass? Because you got to think, in Deuteronomy, he told us what was going to happen. Once we left out of Egypt, he told us all the curses that was going to befall upon us while we were coming up as a nation, because we were very young. All these other nations, we're the youngest nation out of all these nations. All these kingdoms we see today, these kingdoms have been on this earth forever, for a long time. We're the youngest one because for the longest, the Most High had us in captivity. He had us in derision. He had us losing our identity. This is why we have many different forms of Hebrew, because every time we go into captivity, we lose our language. We lose our identity. And we have to beg the Most High to give it back, because he took it from us righteously, and the kingdom of heaven is ours. So in order to get it, we have to endure. So I'm gonna read the 7 scriptures in the Hebrew for time's sake. I'm gonna go through it, and then we're gonna break it down line upon line. We have 2 Kings chapter 19, starting at verse 27. Starting at verse 27. Washabathka, Wataza Taka, Wabara, Yada, Yadaitaya, Wa'ath, Hatara, Gazar, Salakia, Alaya, verse 28. Ya'izah, Hatara, Gazar, Alaya, Wa Sha'an, Wa Sha'an, Na'ar, Ayla, Ba'a Zanaya, Salakia, Wa Shamath, Ya, Kakaya, Ba'apar, Wa Ma'ath Gaya, Shapath, Yara, Wa Hashabath, Yar, Salaki, Wa Hashabath, Yar, Badarak, Ashar, Ba'ath, Ba'a, verse 29, Wazaha, Laka, Ha'awath, Akawa, Salakia, Akawa, Hashana, Sapayath, Salakia, Sapayak, Bashana, Hashaniyath, Sakayash, Bashana, Shalaya Shayath, Zariah, Quataza Rawa, Wana to Iowa, Kara Mayam, Ka'alawa, Parayam, Waya Sapa, Pala Yatath, Bayath, Yahawadah, Ha Hana Sharash, Lama La Lamata, Wa Aisha, Pariyah, Lama Isla, verse 31, Kaya, Mayara Washalam, Salakia, Salakia, Ma Rawashalam, Tataza'ah, Sha'ara'ath, Wa Pala Yata, Mahar, Tazayawan, Kwana'ath, Yahweh, Tazabawath, Aisha, Za'ath, verse 32, Lakan, Ka, Amar, Yahweh, Al, Malak, Ashawar, La'ah, Yaba'ah, Al, Ha'ayara, Haza'ath, Wala'ah, Yahweh, Salakia, Yahweh, Sham, Katazah, Salakia, Katazah, Sham Katazah, Wala'ah, Yakwada, Mana, Magan, Wala'ah, Yashapar, Ilayah, Malala'ah, verse 33. Verse 33. Badara, Ashar, Yaba'ah, Ba'ah, Yashawab, Wa'ah, Ha'ayara, Haza'ath, La'ah, Yaba'ah, Na'am, Yahweh. And that's 7 scriptures in the Hebrew. Shalom, Yahweh, Shalom, Shabbat. And now we're gonna go through and read it in English and break it down. We read it straight through. We're gonna read it straight through, 7 verses.
This is the book of 2 Kings. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 19, verse 27 in the English. But I know thy abode, and thy going out, and thy coming in, and thy rage against me. Verse 28. Because thy rage against me and thy tumult has come up into my ears. Therefore, I will put my hook in thy nose, and my bridle in thy lips, and I will turn thee back by the way by which thou camest. Verse 29. And this shall be a sign unto thee. Ye shall eat this year such things as grow of themselves. And in the second year, that which springeth of the same, and in the third year, sow ye, and reap, and plant vineyards, and eat the fruits thereof. Verse 30. And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah shall yet again take root downward, and bear fruit upward. Verse 31. For out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and they that escape out of Mount Zion. The zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this. Verse 32. Therefore, this saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria. He shall not come into this city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shield, nor cast a bait against it. Verse 33. By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into this city, saith the Lord.
Christ. So you see that. I'm saying the Lord is with us. But we have to cry out to him. We can't just think we're gonna do this on our own. You can go ahead and start it. Slovakia says no. They're at war. It ain't talking about slavery now. It's talking about how our people is and why things is happening to us. Why this is happening to us. It ain't happening to us for no reason. We're gonna break it down line upon line. Got you.
Verse 27. But I know thy abode.
I know thy what?
Thy abode.
Keep going.
And thy going out.
Keep going.
And thy coming in.
So he's saying, I know where you live at. I know where you at. I know where you going. And I know where you came from. It's the Lord talking to us. He's saying, I know that. Keep going.
And thy rage against me.
And thy rage against me. And he know we can't stand his ways. He know we like being like the other heathens. And sometimes you got to think about this like today. We have the truth. We know the truth. A lot of people know the truth. A lot of Israelites know the truth. A lot of people claim to be in the truth. And they will still not keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't like the Most High ways. And we always been that way. We can't stand his ways. So he deals with us a certain way as far as like our nation. He has sent a nation against us. He has sent a kingdom against us. He has sent a kingdom to rage against us. He has sent them to their way make war against us. And the only person who could save us is him. Or that's it. We can't go to these other nations. You see prior chapters, we try to go to the Egyptians for help. We try to get. See, we don't have nothing now, but once we had alliances with these other nations, we tried to make them our hope because they had a lot of power. They had chariots. They had weapons. They had war. They knew how to win. And we used to make them our power. But he's saying, you, I can save you, only me, because he's the one who's bringing it against us. So we will look at it like how we look at it today. We know the ways of the Most High, and we still rebel. So you will tell a brother the truth, and he'll still not want to do it, not want to keep it. And it's not because of you. It's just because he's raging against the Most High. He don't like his ways. And a lot of us don't. Keep on.
Verse 28. Because thy rage against me and thy tumult has come up into my ears, therefore, I will put my hook in thy nose.
I will put my what?
Thy hook. I will put my hook in thy nose.
And this is his poetic way of saying that I'm going to control you. So when you think about when you're going fishing and you put a hook in the fish nose, you control that fish in which way it goes. You sway it left, you sway it right, and then you pop it up out the water because you got your hook, you got his hook in his nose. You can't do nothing. So that's what the Most High is saying he's doing to us. He's dragging us this way, that way, because we want to rage against him. We want to war against him. But we are his, and we need to know that. Keep going.
And my bridle in thy lips.
And my bridle in thy lips. Keep going.
And I will turn thee back by the way by which thou camest.
And I will turn thee back by the way which thou camest. So we're going to go back to the ways we used to be when we did obey the Lord. You know, when we did have fear of the Lord. Because it was a time where we did keep the commandments, where we didn't rage against the Most High, when we were happy. Even though it was a very little time. Go ahead.
Now, pick up what you're saying about how you bring up the hook in thy nose, like you turn us out each way. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think same thing like with the bridle in thy lips. Mm-hmm. And that's what like they put in the horse. Mm-hmm. You control where they go, where you ride them.
Mm-hmm. He's doing all of this. This is his poetic way of letting you know I'm in control. We at verse 29.
Verse 29. And this shall be a sign unto thee.
And this shall be a what?
A sign unto thee.
Now, if you know anything about the New Testament, he said the Jews require a sign and the Greeks want wisdom. Like we always want a sign from the Most High. We want him to come down. We want him to pull up in his chariot. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. You got to notice the signs in the earth. This is a sign. Watch, read.
And this shall be a sign unto thee. Ye shall eat this year such things as grow of themselves.
Such things as grow as what?
Themselves.
So you shall eat these things, such things as grow of itself. And he's talking about fruit. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about plants. He's talking about things that's going to grow out the ground of itself. You don't have to make them. You don't have to make it. You know, and this is going to be a sign because you're not going to be eating fat. You ain't going to be eating the cat. You're not going to be eating steak. You're not going to be eating. This is going to be a sign. You're going to be eating plants, vegetables, fruits. And then you're going to know that I am the Lord, because this is how he deal with us. It's always going to be a sign. When you wake up in America and call yourself black, that is a sign. That is a sign that the words of the Lord are true. So you not knowing who you are is a sign. He's not going to come out the clouds and say, hey, you want this sign? No. You're going to notice things. You're going to realize things. Then why I don't know what language we spoke before slavery. That is a sign. And he says it in Deuteronomy chapter 28. This is going to be a sign. I put all these curses on you for a sign and an astonishment. Go ahead.
And in the second year, that which springeth of the same.
And in the second year, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to eat it. And you know we're talking about the plants and the vegetables, because he said that's what springeth up. That's what come out of the ground. This is what you're going to eat. That have its own seed. You're not going to be eating those things. You're going to eat this. And this is a form of, see, the Most High know how to deal with us. He know how to make it so where we like eating. You know we love eating. You know we love chicken. You know we love steak. Just imagine only eating fruits and vegetables for 2 years. 2 years straight, you got to eat fruits and vegetables, because we want to rage against the Most High. We want to rebel. We want to celebrate Christmas. We want to celebrate Halloween. These things look like nothing to us, but to a God who created heaven and earth and you and gave you everything, and you rebelling against him to fit in with the world. Okay, all right, you're going to eat. Watch what you eat for this. And this is going to be a sign that I am real. Because just like today, he didn't appear to them. They went to Isaiah, the prophet. You know the Lord. You perfect. I'm saying, pray to the Lord for us. And he came back with his answers. And what you think Isaiah had? He had the word of the Lord. He's, I perceive. Because we perceive things. As prophets, priests, and prophets, sometimes it's all about perception. We're not going to see the Most High. He's not going to appear to us like he appeared to Moses. He's not going to do these things. We just have to use our wisdom and understand, okay, the Most High don't want us eating pork. You know what I'm saying? He just don't, because he said it. Come on. That's what the Most High want. But a lot of our people can't get over that. Keep going.
And reap. Slacking. And in the third year.
And then the what?
In the third year.
Now 3 years. He said, this is how you guys going to be a sign. 1 year, you're going to only eat whatever comes upon itself. The second year, you're going to do the same. And then the third year, keep going.
Sow ye.
Sow ye. I mean, plant, get put in the ground. Keep going.
And reap.
And get back what you put in the ground. Keep going.
And plant vineyards.
And plant vineyards. That's the grapes. You know what I'm saying? That's when they make the wine. Keep going.
And eat the fruits thereof.
And eat the fruits thereof. So all this time, this 3 year period, you're only doing the same thing. You ain't doing nothing extra. And this is how you know I'm real. And when you pay attention to wars last year's. Wars ain't just fast. Like Russia invaded Ukraine last year. They're still in Ukraine, that war. That's why I said, the Bible says, before a king go to war, may he measure the cost. Because this might cost you 10 years. It might cost you 20 years. It might cost you 30 years. You might have 3 different kings and you're still in the same war. So we got to snap out of this mentality that a fight is a fight. Only we think like that because we from the streets. That war on this block versus that block lasting, it ain't lasting that long. It ain't lasting that long before it's a truce. We ain't got enough money to go to war. We ain't got enough money. It ain't even a real war. We just stupidly killing our own people. So we got to snap out of that. We got to put on the mind of war. We got to put on that wars-like mindset. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand what these scriptures are saying that as the eyes of a warrior, eyes of a man of the Lord. You can't look at these scriptures like a nigga from the block because you ain't going to understand them because we don't know nothing about war. We don't know nothing about these nations. He said for 3 years, while they got us besieged, mind you, we're besieged. Jerusalem is besieged by the enemy. And we sending out messages back and forth to the priests and the prophets trying to find a way out. And he's telling us this is what's going to happen for 3 years. You ain't going to eat nothing. You only going to eat fruits and vegetables. Keep going.
Verse 30. And the remnant that is escaped of the house of Judah.
And the what?
And the remnant.
And the who?
The remnant.
And the remnant. So we are going to lose a lot of people. You know what I'm saying that's what happens a lot. And remember, it's righteous because it's all because we raged against the Most High. But he is not going to leave us forsaken because he never did. Now, once again, you see that the house of Judah. Now, like I said in the beginning of the class, when you see the house of Judah, you know it's talking about the southern kingdom. And right now, King Hezekiah is the king over the house of Judah. You know You know what I'm saying? He's our king, and it's talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. We are together right now, and we are besieged. Mind you, our northern kingdom brothers are already in captivity. They're already losing their identity. They're already fitting in with the heathen. They're already trying to find a job. They're already trying to work for the oppressor. They're already doing those things we're doing right now. So they got the only free kingdom because remember, Judah didn't backslide yet. First, it was Israel that backslid. The northern kingdom backslided first. Then we backslided. So keep all this in remembrance when you read them. For and the remnant that is escaped out of the house of Judah, keep going.
Shall yet again take root downward.
So yet again take root downward. Now these is planting terms. The Most High is like the ultimate gardener. He said they shall take root again downward. So anytime you taking root downward in the earth, you building like a foundation. Anything, think about planting. When you put a seed in the earth, you don't put it on the top of the dirt. You dig downward and put it in. And what springs up is the fruit. You know what I'm saying? And that's really a successful planting right there. You put it in and it came up. Now, if you did it wrong, whatever you put in it coming back up. It's going to die in the earth. Keep going.
And bear fruit upward.
And bear fruit where?
Upward.
And bear fruit upward. So it's it's speaking prophetically. It's going to go down, but it's coming up. You know what I'm saying? And you always understand that the Most High is a master poet. Don't ever look at these scriptures like an Edomite and say, oh, see, he's going down and he's going up. No, he's talking about us as a nation. Us. We're going to go down and then we're going to come up. We're going to spring forward. So, go ahead.
You know, what you're saying is heavy too, because when you talk about he lead that remnant, which we know today is Isupk is that remnant. You know what I mean? Even when Commander Jimmy Honda, when everybody left and went do their own thing, you know what I mean? He stuck with it and he planted. He put, like you say, he built that root, he rooted and the foundation that was already, you know what I mean, in place, but he kept it. And we see the fruit as well.
Now that's so heavy because even looking at something like more recent, like us in the Isupk, we went down and now we're springing up. He said it was just him and three generals. That's it. Everybody else left the truth. Everybody else went off to start their own breakoff group. Everybody else took the knowledge and the statues of the seven heads and started their own thing. And now we planning. Now you look today, man. We can't barely even find a place for Passover. There's so many of us. So always remember that the Most High is a gardener, and he's gonna use those terms when he's talking about us, his fruit, his seed. He's gonna always use those terms. So don't look at it like an Edomite. Always think about it like how you talk. Keep going.
Verse 33.
31.
It's like 31. For out of Jerusalem.
For out of where?
Of Jerusalem.
Keep going.
Shall go forth a remnant.
So out of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is our Washington, D.C. Not to compare ourselves to the heathen, but so you can get a visual. Washington, D.C. is where everything happens in America. That's where the laws come out. That's where the president is. That's where his house is. Jerusalem is the house, is our capital. That is our home. That is where our nation resides. That's where our rulers sit. That's where the royal family is, in Jerusalem. And that's why Yahweh Shai made it so important. He taught all throughout Jerusalem. He died in Jerusalem. He died in the Mount of Olives. You know what I'm saying? That's our capital. So anytime anybody asks you where you from, I'm from Jerusalem. We come from Jerusalem. That's our home. And you see how he said, for out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant. Because that's where that remnant coming from. It's coming from the royal house. It's coming from the house of David. It's coming from those. You got to look into these things like how you are. You're an Israelite. From the tribe of Judah, from the tribe of Benjamin, from the tribe of Levi, from the tribe of Manasseh, from the tribe of Ephraim. You have to look at these things like that and know what he's talking about. Keep going.
And they that escape out of Mount Zion.
They that escape out of where?
Mount Zion.
Mount Zion. That's another poetic term for Jerusalem, our capital, our nation. Now Mount Zion is the heavenly representation of Jerusalem on earth because Mount Zion is perfect. So when you read Lamentations, it talks a lot about how Mount Zion fell and she left. It always compares her to a woman and us as her children. You get what I'm saying? So dig in it. You put that spirit on. Put that spirit of understanding on and dig into these scriptures. Read Lamentations. You'll understand the terms. Mount Zion, Jerusalem. You'll understand how they what they mean to us. So not yet, not slavery yet, because Judah ain't in slavery yet. The Northern Kingdom is in slavery. We're trying to stop ourselves from going into slavery, because anytime you get conquered by a nation, the men die, the women go into slavery, and the babies be raised up as slaves. So the nation continues, but we will continue in captivity. Keep going.
The zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this.
The zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do it. The Lord doing it. They ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. The Lord doing it. Keep going.
Verse 32. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, concerning the king of Assyria.
Concerning who?
The king of Assyria.
Now the Lord talking to him. First he talked to us. That's why it's happening. He let us know. And he always talked to us smoothly, like a father. Like a mean, strict father. A good father. A good father. Not no a good father. He talked to us. And now watch how he talked to these heathens. Go ahead.
He shall not come into this city.
No, he gonna take it over.
He shall not come into this city.
No, all that talking he was doing chapters ago, he gonna do it.
He shall not come into this city.
He ain't gonna come into the city. Keep going.
Nor shoot an arrow there.
Nor he ain't even gonna let off a shot. He ain't even gonna get a shot off. Keep going.
Nor come before it with shield.
It ain't even gonna be a battle. It's not even gonna be a back and forth. This is what the Lord's telling us. It's not even gonna go down like that. Keep going.
Nor cast a bank against it.
Nor cast a bank against it. Now, mind you, we are sieged. The armies of Assyria are outside of our gates as we speak. And the Lord telling them this. This is the message. Keep going.
Verse 33. By the way that he came.
By the way that he what?
By the way that he came.
Keep going.
By the same shall he return.
By the same shall he return. Soon as he come, quick as he came, is the quick as he gonna go. That's the Most High. That's what he's saying. That's what he's doing for us. Because we cried out to him. Hezekiah cried out to him. He sent the messenger straight to the prophet. Straight to the prophet. Pray to the Lord for us, please. That's something that the Northern Kingdom didn't do. They wanted to use their own devices. And the Most High took it upon them and didn't save them. This is like back when we were saying, the general was saying, he can be persuaded to have mercy on you because he is a merciful God. You just got to come to him. You have to come to him. You can't go to nobody, all these strange gods and all these weird gods and these people. You can't go to them looking for salvation. Keep going. By the way, go ahead.
By the same shall he return, and shall not come into this city. Save the Lord.
Save the who?
Save the Lord.
Not save them.
Save the Lord.
Save the Lord. Save the Most High. He ain't gonna do none of these things. And we know when the Most High said his word is bond for real. When he said it's gonna happen, they're not gonna come to this city. They not. We're gonna see what's gonna happen next week. But for time's sake, these are the 7 scriptures. And we have to understand. We have to understand. This is the Lord's perspective. It's not our perspective. It's the Lord's perspective. So we're gonna end it up for time's sake. We're gonna say the prayers in the Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, the Lord's Prayer, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Imajam, which means to stand or attention. Hapan Kodam, turn to face the east. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwavka, Taba'ah, Ratzazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratzah, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Letananawa, Lakam, Yawam, Basalakanawa, Kabawafnawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'ah, Badasayawam, Abba, Hoshaynawa, Gayan, Raj, Kaya, Lakam, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapara, La'aywalamna, Amen.
This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom
thy
come,
kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
on earth
on earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily
our
bread.
daily bread.
Forgive us our debts
Forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our
as
debtors.
we forgive our debtors.
And lead us
And
not
lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the
and
kingdom,
the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Amen. Sar, which means to turn in the Hebrew. And this concludes our Sabbath service. Hazamatah.